fairies, and that's that's my picture of that, because there was so much about it in my Mother Earth days. So uh fairies, and that's that's my picture of that, because there was so much. Gotta mute YouTube. I don't know why YouTube comes on and starts playing in the middle. Like, anyway, hello. Good evening, everybody. Oh my goodness, it's so good to see you all. Um, so I'm not real sure what we just ended up deciding yesterday we were going to do today. Can somebody refresh my memory? There were so many options that we were talking about doing. It was like, which one did we decide? I'm not sure.
Did Sharon send you a video?
Oh, maybe. Let me go see. Would she have sent it through email?
Let's see.
That's all.
Yeah, I don't. Let's see. Maybe.
Jeff, it was Jeff Foster.
Oh, uh-huh. He's a sweetie pie. I was
Maybe
thinking,
she may have forgotten.
well, she might have sent it to me like on my phone, or I never know how people are sending me messages. I just have to look everywhere, so I don't see anything from her. Was it something? Do you know what it was? Is it something that she?
Yeah, it was like a 14-minute video. And she wanted to play it and maybe thought we could have like a discussion on it.
Oh, she's
But if she's not here, oh, here she is.
Hey, Sharon.
Speak of the devil.
About you. Your ears are burning. I can tell if you can hear us.
Sharon, I was just telling her about that Jeff Foster video. You're muted.
Can you put it on?
And where is it? Did
Do
you
you know how
send
to put it? Did Lynn say we can?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have it?
No, I think I sent it to Karen. I don't know how to do that, right?
I can just text it to her then. I thought you
Yeah,
gave
no,
it.
don't text it to me, because
Okay. Okay.
um,
How should I do it then?
Yeah, Lynn, I sent it to you before too.
okay, let me see, because
Something about non-dual, and I sent it to her because it's
all right, let's go. Let's go find Jeff Foster. What is it called?
Rappy's here. Mickey's here.
Sharon, what is it titled? Do you remember?
I gave up non-duality.
Why I put non-duality. There we go. It was
Because I couldn't
this is
find it.
simpler for me.
Ones.
All right. So you guys ready?
Lynn, you got your hair cut.
No. I have it up. I'm thinking about getting a cut though. I don't know.
The bangs look maybe because you have it usually over, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Dove. He's just sleeping out on his
it's my own real hair. That's probably why it looks bad. All right, here we go. Did you want to say something before I put this on?
I just want to point out to Karen how Regis.
I know, isn't it gorgeous? Regis is such a gift.
Oh my God.
Regis is so talented.
He so talented.
He blows me away.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to even make a profile picture.
I don't know how to do anything.
I'm so not techy at all.
Because I'm really spirit, right? I'm not here for my brain.
You know what? I love so much how much we appreciate each other and how much we love each other.
Yep.
That's such a beautiful gift that we have. For
I'm like I can't do this and I can't do that kind of person.
Yeah. I just realized I trimmed my bangs. That's what's different. I just looked at myself. I'm like, oh yeah, I trimmed my bangs today because they were poking me in the eye.
Wow, you did a good job. That's great that you can do that yourself.
One of the great gifts we have amongst us is the desire and ability to be happy for someone else other than yourself. I think that's so beautiful.
Yes.
That's the only way you can be happy, I think. And I think I started that as a child. My mom once said to me, if you want to be happy, get out of yourself and help someone. And that was something I heard loud and clear. Of course, sometimes help the wrong people.
You know, I was just thinking about this very thing before we started, because what's happened, I'm gonna hold off on doing the sharing of that right now, just to talk a minute about this phenomena that I'm experiencing. Because, you know, yesterday we were talking about, you know, me being able to go on this trip, and you know, my feeling like I wasn't worthy of, you know, being able to do something like that, and you know, not being like, I don't want to ask people to help me out, and you know, all those thoughts that I was having, and they were all based really on my lack of self-esteem, or lack of love for myself. And so I really have been contemplating that all day, because as you will all attest, everybody loves me. And you look at me and you don't see me as the home of evil, darkness, and sin. Maybe a little bit. There may be some stuff about me that you don't like, or that, you know, I grate on your edges or whatever. But for the most part, you know, people don't have a problem with me. People uh, are affectionate toward me. People love me. They're courteous to me. You know, I have so much of the world telling me how loved I am. And, you know, why is it that I myself don't agree with, or don't believe it? And, you know, I think this has been something that's happened to me for my whole life. I can remember as a little child when people would say to me, "Oh, you're so cute," or "You're so smart," or whatever they would say to me, I would say, "Oh no, I'm not." I knew in myself, no, you know, and I honestly thought people were lying to me. I honestly think, why do they lie to me about these things? You know, why, what reason would they want to lie to me about, you know, I just thought I was just, you know, I knew I was smart, but I definitely thought I was, you know, pretty much ugly. And I had a lot of character flaws that I thought, you know, I noticed, or I thought about. So, you know, my whole life I felt like, you know, whatever goodness has been offered to me has been undeserved. And, you know, so I had to think about that, you know, why do I feel like I don't deserve goodness? And, you know, it really hit me that uh, it's not something you deserve. It's something that you are. It's something that you have. It's not something that Lynn could have earned in some way by some good deeds, or you know, as hard as I try to be good and do good things and take care of people and be kind and all that. Those are that's just natural. That doesn't make me deserve anything. That's what we all deserve. I mean, it's just natural. So to be loved is a natural thing. And to think that you're not lovable is unnatural. And it is one of those things that the ego is really good at uh, uh, just getting under there and poking at you and picking out the things. Oh, remember when you said this to that person? You know, that was pretty mean. Or, you know, remember how you didn't like this or that? You know, that is um it really is a lie. I mean, honestly, it's not honesty. It's not truth. And, you know, all those little things that I feel guilty about are just the stories in my mind about what is good and what is not, what is right, what is wrong. And none of it has any real meaning at all. And I'd love to hear what people have to say. Rico, please.
I'm chomping at the bit here. You know, it's been my experience, Lynn, a woman like you, in my own experience, I found out when I reflect and look back over my life, in most of the cases, not all the time, but most of the time, people will reflect back to you who you are, not by defining you or judging you. The love that comes towards you is because I believe that's what's within you. And when you say what you share, what you just shared, I'm like flabbergasted. You? Are you kidding me? But everybody got their thing. But I'm just saying, my experience has been, I feel about you who I believe you are, and that's what attracts me to you. How you could think that's not who you are just sends me to the moon, and sometimes not back. It's just absurd. But I know you're sharing your truth. This is the way you experience it, and I'm gonna give you your first yes, like American Idol. I'm gonna tell you, receive the love. You give a lot of love. Receive the love, and that includes from yourself too, because I love you.
No.
I don't care what they say about you. I love you.
Thank you, Rico. I feel the same way about you. That's the thing. I look at you and you are so lovable. And I just am so happy when I see your face, everybody here, I feel that way about. I just have such a special connection, it seems like, to you. So, uh, so thank you. Yeah. Yeah, we both deserve that. We deserve each other. Thank you.
And let me throw my last 2 cents. If the world were filled with Lynn Johnsons, there'd be no war, there'd be no poverty, there'd be no strife. That's who I think you are.
God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. That's really profound. That is really profound to me.
I say amen to that one, Rico.
Karen,
I'm a
please
fan
go
of
ahead.
hers.
I'll give you your second yes. Your second yes.
Yay, I'm
Oh,
going
you
to
know what,
Hollywood.
Lynn, you're going on the trip, whatever they say, you're going to Hollywood. You hit it on the nail, I think, when you said it's just a story I tell myself.
Yeah.
Who would I be without my story? Who would I be without my ego? It's just a story that we all tell ourselves certain stories, I think. And it's the ego wants us to believe that they're true, and they're not true. It's just a story. All these thoughts, they are not our real thoughts. That's what we're taught in the course. These are not our real thoughts. These are made up stories. These are to keep us separate, to keep us feeling like we don't. I think I was thinking of comparison is the thief of joy. That quote, comparison is the thief of joy. I can speak for myself. I know I have compared myself to others. I've compared myself. And whenever I compare myself, I always feel like I'm not good enough. I always feel like I could do better. So I stopped comparing myself. The person now that I compare myself to is myself. I compare myself to myself. And that really is good because I'm doing great compared to the way I used to be before I started practicing forgiveness. Since I got sober, I'll have 7 years sober on July 6th. 7 years sober. July 4th is my wedding anniversary. And I just shared this with Sharon and Gloria. For years after my husband committed suicide, that was a very depressing day for me. And I cried and I drank and I was pity pot and all the stories and all the past and I'm talking years I did this, and I don't do that anymore. So I compare myself to myself, and I'm doing great compared to the way I used to be. And that's all I can do. And that's all that makes me feel good. So, you're amazing. You are so amazing. You're the best. I think we all can agree on that. So second, yes.
Thank you, Karen.
And now it's my turn. And
Yes, it is.
I just want to say that if you're not the most precious person, like I've known you almost 20 years, and you're so soothing to the soul. You cared about everybody back in those days. And that the self-hatred, you can't have an ego and not have self-hatred. You just can't. And it hides too, because if it's out there looking at who you hate, that's yours too. So it's kind of all the time. So it's like, of course you were a little scared. We still have egos. I have self-hatred still. The ego tells me I can't do anything. But the thing is, it doesn't get me because I have a sense of humor. I really do. I don't know how that happened, but it was a gift. because that's what gets you by. But you deserve when Karen and I were talking last night. We were so excited for you. I mean, and I got to say, Rico, your name came up and you just sort of heard us talk about you. All of you just have such light in you. So I just want to say, and Rafi's like wisdom man. That's how I look at him. I mean, that poem just blew me away, and Brooklyn and Laura. And so, yeah, all of you. I hope I didn't leave anybody out.
Well, Vishnu, he's hiding behind his.
Vishnu, yeah, but because I love him too, but he doesn't come
I
out.
know.
He
He
has to
does
come from
sometimes
out the
come.
curtain. Come on, you
Yeah.
are the wizard already. You don't have to hide.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, I agree with you completely, Sharon. It's just
You really are loved, though. And you were in some groups. There are people that I don't know. They just had like something underneath that was like elite kindness. Like I'm better, and that is not our group. And when you can feel that energy, you just do. They might not see it, but I certainly can feel it. I just like sameness. Everybody's equal. Everybody's genuine. Everybody's kind in this group. So I'm not leaving.
I love that. And it's so true. I mean, that whole idea that we took from the very beginning and just stuck with is that we're all the same and we're all equal and we're all teachers, and everybody is expected to take up, their speak up, say what they're hearing and seeing equally, and nobody being revered as being any better than anyone else, which is that's how that's the only way it can work, that we can come together and awaken each other, wake each other up. That's what we're here for. And what a great group of people to do that. I love it so much. Rafi,
Happiness. You get happiness from this group. You see, and that's
joy,
what we are.
incredible joy. Yeah.
Anyway, it's Rafi's turn, I think, or Brooklyn's. I don't know which one.
Lynn, I'm a little surprised, almost shocked, that you don't remember a very basic lesson, that everything in your world is your reflection of your consciousness. You spoke about how everybody is kind to you, everybody is nice to you, everybody is considerate to you, everybody, all of this love. Where the hell do you think this love is coming from? It's coming from you.
Like I said, he's a wisdom man.
Okay, I mean, come on. We all know this. And everybody everybody's picture that is on this screen right now is that is pouring out this knowledge, this awareness, this consciousness of love to you is a reflection of your consciousness. So that you should actually listen to that stupid ego thing that's telling you I'm no good. I didn't believe those people when I was a kid who was telling me how fabulous I'm. How long are you going to go on listening to that damn thing? If somebody came to your door and wrote a note and slipped it under your door or put it in your mailbox that said, Lynn, you're a schmuck, you're an idiot, you're no goddamn good, you're worthless, would you pin it up on your refrigerator or would you crumble it up and throw it in the garbage? Okay, it's time to crumble it up and throw it in the garbage, sweetie.
Thank you, Rafi. I love that.
I've had that happen to me, Rafi. You know what I told him? Thank you. God bless you. Have a beautiful day.
Where's Regis? Come on out, Regis.
Anyway, Brooklyn, please go ahead.
I give a lot of likes. Oh, Lenny, I love you so much. Yeah, lady with many arms, and all the arms have a heart. Yeah, ego is a bitch. It really is. But we help each other remember. Don't listen to that thing,
Sometimes we do.
Yeah. It and just when it creeps in, it's like, I think I just don't. I'm not vigilant enough. I'll let it creep in and build up a little bit, and then it'll be a little something to look at or something to be afraid of. So, but you know, I get so, I mean, honestly, I was not, it seems like I'm like, yeah, I'm not fishing for compliments from people. That, I mean, I'm just kind of blown away. But you're right, Rafi is so right that, you know, when we restarted ACIM Gather and before, it had been, you know, kind of different and people did fight and argue in here. People did, oh my goodness. I mean, there if you would have been with them in a bar, there'd have been a brawl. I mean, people would have been thrown out the windows because people would get so mad. And in Pal Talk, we have this thing called red dotting, where you can just, you know, click on something and the person can't write anything anymore, talk anymore, use the microphone. And because we were all admins, we could do that to each other, and we would do sometimes like uh, red dot, red dot, red,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was like huge arguments were going on. Huge arguments were going on. And when we decided to start Gather again, I said, you know, I'm just not going to have that kind of place.
It was messy. You know, the thing is though, you and I didn't do that. I don't remember us ever doing that. I never fought with anybody in there.
Oh, who, me? Did you say bully or argue with?
I don't remember you arguing with anybody.
You don't remember me arguing with Teddy Poppy,
Teddy picked on
Tom
you.
Glad?
He picked on you. You had no choice in that matter.
Well, see, you see it that way, and you know, I don't see it that way. I see it as we were equals arguing over the same thing. He was not doing anything to me that I wasn't doing back to him. And
I just think he had a hard time with people not looking up to him. That's what I saw.
well, yeah, and you know, that's, you know, I don't know why we did it. We did it because, you
There
know,
you go. Ego comes in
yeah,
mass.
I needed that. So, but you know, that's my determination is that I'm going to have a peaceful place and we're not going to argue. And so when people do come in, sometimes we have had it where people come in and they got a little bit of an attitude or they're not liking the way we're doing things or they're, you know, redefining our what it is that we're doing here. And you know, it's hard not to get like kind of up in arms about it. But you know, I think, you know, Dove has the greatest idea. You know, when somebody comes in and does that, say to them, okay, next week it's your turn to talk. And now you put on next week it's your show. So and I love that because, you know, if that gives them gives them a way to you know, then they have to really think about what is it that I'm projecting here. So we'll see anyway next Monday. Rico, please go ahead.
Ms. Lynn, you got me firing on all cylinders. Just the idea of thinking about how you feel about you. I'm gonna ask you to do me a favor. I'll send it to you in text. We have a prayer called a set-aside prayer. And as you're going across the pond, headed to Scotland or wherever you're headed to, and I know you love Jesus, and the set-aside prayer would be, please let me set aside everything I think I know about ACIM, about non-duality, about what people think about me. Let me set aside everything I think I know so that I can have an open mind and a new experience as you cross in this pond. And you will have one. I'm gonna send it to you.
That just gave me chills, Rico. I'm just, wow, that's beautiful. Thank you. Yes, do send it to me. And I will send it out to everyone too, so that
Yeah, that's beautiful.
that is really beautiful.
Oh, please send it out. Yeah.
That's what you guys have given me, an open mind and a new experience. It's not just because you're beautiful I stay here. It's because how you're so loving and kind, and like I'd have to be a fool to walk away from you guys. So I'm very eternally grateful
We
to you
love
guys.
you.
You just don't know it.
Oh, that's because we love you. You're stuck now. Oh, Laura, please go ahead.
Oh, Lynn, you were the moderator of Disappearance of the Universe, right? On Yahoo groups.
Yeah.
That's where I first ran into you, about 2005. This was before even Gather. And I was so impressed with you, how you were so sweet and intelligent answers to all the trolling that went on in that group. Remember?
Oh, yeah, I do remember.
Yeah. So you have just such a sweet spirit and well said and just so kind. And these people really started trying to start something with you, and you
I
just
saw that way too.
persevered. Yeah, Sharon, you heard that too.
I wasn't in that group, but Lynn came in. I didn't come in till 2008, so I don't know. Lynn, didn't you come in together in 08?
In together, but she's talking about the disappearance of the
Yeah, I
universe
didn't do
group.
that until after I was
Yeah,
in, yeah.
yeah, which I still moderate. I don't know if you're still a member, but I still
Oh,
moderate.
I thought the groups went away.
They what they did, what happened was that Yahoo sent out a message that they were going to shut the groups down, and that we could migrate it to another group thing called IO. And so, and it cost money. I kind of, I think I did a little bit of a fundraiser to get money to do it, because I didn't want to lose all those files. My goodness, all those messages and all those files over the years are just, some of them, I still go back and read some of them. They're astounding to me, conversations that we had in that group. So
yes.
that's, you know what? I knew you from somewhere.
Yeah, well, it was hard to get through, break all through all the noise on that group, as I recall. But you were so sweet and so intelligent, how you handle people, you just very comfortable and soothing. So I appreciate you, Lynn.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Yeah, God bless you. Yeah. That group is not very active nowadays. But I'd still send out the lesson every day with Ken Wapnick's commentary, and then sometimes people peek up and start. Well, Marcy is the other moderator now, and sometimes people will start a conversation, and you'll have a little conversation go on, and then that goes away, and so it's real quiet. But yeah, all those files are still there, which is, that's a treasure trove, honestly.
Well, I'll go look for it. I thought all the groups went away, so I'm shocked that you're still around on the DU board.
Oh yeah, and I also run his Facebook page. I run the Disappearance of the Universe Facebook page for Gary Renard too. So
Wow. Girl, look at you. Look at you.
yeah, it's just a habit. So
Cool.
yeah. So Rafi, please go ahead. Thank you, Laura, by the way. Thank you, Fred. Rafi, please go ahead.
Here's a little shorthand thing that might be very helpful in. Regardless whether or not you think of yourself as inadequate or undeserving, or the other side, queen of the hop, are you still the divine, infinite presence, the infinite being, your spring, the expression of God? So whether you think of yourself as crap or great, are you still the truth of what you really are?
Yeah. No matter what I think. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Rafi. So, yay. So, okay. Well, do we have, let's take a look at this Jeff Foster video that we've been going to look at.
Lynn, before you start, I just
Yes.
want to say thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
honest, yeah.
Thank you so much, and everybody for responding and sharing your love about it, because
Family. There's nothing here we can't share. We're family.
yeah, I love it. I love my family. All right, here we go. Let me know if you can hear. Look how cute he is. He's a daddy now and everything. I remember him when he was really young and on Buddha at the gas pump and such. Okay, so let me know if you can hear this.
There's a spiritual teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh, who said, the real miracle is not to walk on water. The real miracle is to walk on the earth. And I love that, because to me it speaks to the heart of what true spirituality really is. When we get into all these spiritual teachings and we become spiritual seekers, like I was for many years, I was like the world's most obsessed spiritual seeker. it's so easy to get mesmerized by all these teachings about pure unadulterated perfection and the end of suffering and transcending the world and getting into altered states, that it's so easy to forget that we are also human beings. We have these animal bodies. We also walk on the earth. We are also wonderfully fallible, imperfect, vulnerable, sensitive human beings, as much as we are pure and perfect and divine and pure consciousness and pure awareness and all of that. So I think there is a shadow side to spirituality, and in particular, I mean, my experience has been with non-dual teachings. I mean, for many years, I was considered to be a non-duality teacher, whatever that means, and I kind of had to quit a few years ago to resign from being a non-duality teacher, only because I found that this word non-duality was confusing so many people, and it was becoming, if I speak really honestly, I feel like it was becoming a kind of cult. Like, I'm non-dual and you're not, or like non-duality is the true truth, is the absolute truth, and all other viewpoints are less than. I felt like it was, for many people, it was becoming a dogma. So there is a beautiful, beautiful truth to the non-dual teachings. You know, on one level, we are, and this is something you don't have to believe. This is something that you can look for yourself. And this is what meditation is great for, looking for yourself. You know, on one level, when we really look, what we find is that deep down we are this awareness, again, call it what you want. The words don't really matter. They're all fingers pointing to the moon. You are this vast ocean of pure awareness, unchanging, undying. You are timeless. You are ageless. You are pure spirit, pure divinity. On the deepest level, I am what you are. You have your life story and I have my life story, but underneath both, we are the same awareness, the same presence, the same consciousness, the same ocean. We appear as separate waves, but we are the same ocean. So there is a beautiful, of course, I'm massively oversimplifying it, but that's the basic truth of non-duality, is that who you really are on the very deepest level is this pure, it's unspeakable, of course, this pure awareness. So the danger of non-duality, and this is what I found over the years, is there were people going around who were so identified with being pure awareness. It's like that had become their new identity. Their ego had latched onto this idea that they are pure awareness. You know, and I'm only exposing this because this is what I did for many years as well. I was one of these people. I believed with all my strength and all my heart and all my might that I am pure awareness. I'm not a mind, I'm not a body, I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my story. I am pure awareness. So there's a beautiful truth to that statement, but the danger is, and I've just seen this, I saw this happen in myself, I see this happen in non-dual students, I've seen this happen in non-dual teachers. It just becomes a new resting place. It becomes a new dogma. It becomes a new identity. I am pure awareness. And you kind of, the danger is you fall into this kind of untouchable place. You become this untouchable, pure awareness. And of course, that's not what you really are. Deep down, you still have all these kind of human feelings and doubts and fears, and you still have trauma, but you are denying all of that, suppressing all of that, because your new identity is that you are pure. I am pure awareness. So it starts off as a beautiful living truth, but the danger is that it just becomes a dogma. It becomes another resting place. It becomes a kind of I'm special thing. And you know, I being part of the non-dual teacher club for many years, I went around the world and I met a lot of these non-dual teachers, spiritual teachers, awakening teachers, you know, at conferences and hanging out with them and staying at their houses. And I probably shouldn't say this, but I will. You know, I was mostly very disappointed over the years meeting these spiritual teachers, and let me explain that. I think I had this idea that they were all perfect human beings, So it was actually very beautiful to one by one to meet them and be disappointed because, you know, and this was behind the scenes, spending time with them when they weren't on stage, when they weren't being watched, all of them, bar none. And I met some of the, you know, the most famous spiritual teachers on the planet, most successful, most famous. They all, every single one of them, they all had doubts, they all have fears, they all got triggered sometimes. They all had trauma that they were struggling with. They all well, I mean, there was a whole range that I saw, but you know, at the very worst, I saw them take out their stuff on their partners, on their students. But look, this is not to judge anyone. I'm not saying this to judge. What I'm saying is, we are all so deeply human. As much as we are pure presence, pure awareness, divine, we are also human beings. We are also infallible, fallible, imperfect human beings. Not infallible, fallible, imperfect human beings. So it was actually a blessing that my expectations, my projections, one by one were completely shattered. And I started to realize, oh my goodness, we're all just human beings doing our best. And it was very enlightening, actually. And I came to realize very, very, very deeply that, you know, we may believe all these things, all these spiritual concepts and ideas, but what does it all mean if we're not really, really, truly living it in our daily lives? So that's what really interests me now, is really living these teachings in our daily lives. And not trying to be perfect and not trying to be the most enlightened, but really embracing our deep humanity, embracing our imperfections, embracing our doubts. These aren't shameful things we need to hide. You know, and with all these spiritual teachers I met, you know, it's like, you know, some of them, bless them, were really open about their imperfections, about their doubts, about their things they were still struggling with in their lives, the relationship conflicts and dramas that they had, problems with family that they had. And some of them weren't. Some of them, you know, just, no matter what you said, they would just pretend to be perfect. And, oh, I never suffer. I never feel pain. I never feel doubt. I never feel anger. That's all ego. That's all illusion. Blah, 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 blah. But, you know, we defend ourselves in so many ways, don't we? So again, this isn't to judge anyone. You know, I've been just like that. I was one of them. I've talked about this many times. For years, I believed I was the most perfect human being on the planet. I believed I was the most enlightened human being on the planet. I believed that I had no ego, that I was pure awareness, I was untouchable, and I had truly, 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 truly realized that, and everyone else hadn't. So it was ironic, you know, in the name of non-duality, I was separating myself from everyone else. So it was actually very, very dualistic. So yeah, this is just to remind you that it's, you know, it's okay to be imperfect and human and struggle. And spirituality, non-duality, enlightenment, whatever you want to call it, it's not about eradicating all of our human vulnerability. It's about giving ourselves deep permission, moment by moment, to be beautifully, wonderfully human and sensitive and vulnerable, to make mistakes, to screw up sometimes, to forget who we are sometimes, to you know, have wounds that hurt, and to learn to turn towards those instead of pretending that we're perfect and pretending that we have no wounds and pretending that we are pure awareness and pretending that the body isn't real. All of these concepts, they're all just concepts. They're all just concepts. And what I've learned is that the true freedom and the true joy and the true peace has come from letting go of even the non-dual concepts. I am pure awareness, you know, all of that stuff. And just surrendering to the present moment as it is, you know, letting myself be imperfect. There's been such relief and joy in just allowing myself to be imperfect. And ironically and paradoxically, that's where you find the true non-duality. which is not at war with duality. It's not opposed to the appearance of duality. It doesn't say, oh, duality is just an illusion. Human stuff is just an illusion. It's less than. There's no superiority in it. It's the ocean not at war with its waves, not rejecting its waves, not saying, oh, all my waves are an illusion, or trying to get rid of all of its waves. None of that. It's the ocean deeply in love with all of its waves, embracing all of its waves, at one with all of its waves. Ultimately, the ocean is not separate from, it is its waves. So non-duality ultimately is not separate from the appearance of duality. It's all one movement. So then that's why I had to quit. That's why I had to quit as a non-dual teacher. It didn't make any sense. So these days I'm just so deeply in love, more than ever, with our wonderful, fleshy, earthy, muddy, sensual, imperfect, vulnerable humanity. With our beautiful doubts, with the mistakes that we make, with bless us all, we try so hard. We try so hard to do it right. We try so hard to be good, to be all these things. And for me, I've found spirituality not separate from the world. Non-duality not separate from duality, but deeply infusing. My divinity deeply infuses the earth. It's there in a dog poo on the pavement. It's there in the face of my child, in the face of my partner. It's there in a cloud, in a blade of grass. It's there in a tree. It's there in the sound of the cars beeping their horns outside. It's here in the body, in the flesh, in the joy and the sorrow and the boredom and the clarity and the doubt. In all of it, it's all sacred. It's all sacred. And so I just wanted to make this video about just pointing out the shadow side of spirituality, or the shadow side of non-duality. Is that the danger is we become less than human. We forget our humanity. We become very, very serious, and non-duality becomes a new dogma, and we start pretending to be perfect. And that becomes the goal, is being perfect and never suffering. And then we just end up becoming cold and robotic, and it's exhausting, and we do damage to each other, because when we forget our own deep humanity, we forget the deep humanity of the one who's in front of us. So the more we can fall in love with our own deep humanity, and open to our wounds, and admit to our doubts and our fears, then we can more deeply meet the one in front of us. And how very paradoxical. We're one, but we're not the same, as U2 sang in their song One. We're one, but we're not the same. We are all the ocean, but at the same time, we are these unique waves, these unique expressions of the ocean. And I think sometimes the danger with non-duality is that we become so mesmerized by our sameness, we're all pure awareness, that we end up missing or dishonoring, or at worst discounting, or at worst shaming our wave-like nature, shaming our differences, shaming our individuality, our humanity. So this video is really a call to forget all the concepts about non-duality and just let yourself fall in love with your deep humanity, and there I believe you'll find the true non-duality, the true spirituality. And we don't even need to use those words. The real miracle is not to walk on water, the image of perfection. The real miracle is to walk on the earth. Thank you for listening. If this video has been helpful anyway, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'll be making more shortish videos like this in the future. Lots of love to you.
Wow. That was fabulous. Honestly, uh, what he was saying there at the end is about, be out there and be open. I think that's what we do here. I think that's how this group is. This is I just found that so lovely. What do you guys think? Anybody?
Lynn, I got to tell you something. This is who you are. Why I really like got thrilled when you opened this up again was because you accept the humanity. Other groups will say like, you're not here. I mean, that's ridiculous. You're still in an experience. Don't deny it. And the thing about energy is it attracts the same energy when you finally get to a healthy whole place, you know, and we're still human and I still have an ego. And what's wrong with that? I just think it's made me a happier person. And also, I know I'm spirit. That I know. So yeah, I just think I sent it to Karen because I love him. I love he is invulnerable because he becomes vulnerable. He went through hell with Lyme disease. I love him. I've loved him forever, this guy, because I can sense some of the very good teachers have that their ego gets inflated and then it becomes right. And then you can feel that energy. You just do. And it doesn't work because I don't like it when I'm in a place where it's BS. I just don't.
That's kind of how I feel too. And you know, when he was talking about being with these other teachers and them being like a real person when they're at home, and that just reminds me so much of many people that I have spent time with. And it's like, you know, when you know they're out there making their, you know, doing their books or doing whatever and seeming so like holy. And then when you get behind closed doors with them, you know, they're talking bad about, you know, did you see this? And this person is so dumb. And I mean, the first time that I was in that kind of situation where I was thinking, I'm lucky I get to stay at this person's house and I was feeling very uh like special and you know they they got some wine, started drinking wine, and of course I don't drink, so you know, no wine for me. And you know they started talking about all these other people, and I was like, in my I just said, you know, I'm tired. I went to bed because and but you could hear him in the other room, and it was like, how did these people, put off like they're such grand teachers, and then at the same time, they're judging all the people that they're teaching. Doesn't that just completely do the opposite of what it is that you're here to do? It shocked me, but people think that they have to hold up something. That's why, thank God, people have told me, oh, you should be doing, YouTubes like Keith and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I do not want to be in that position ever. I'm just as happy just to be here doing this, being with you guys, because when it takes a focus on one person, then everybody's looking at them instead of themselves. They're looking at them instead of themselves. This way, we're all looking at ourselves all the time. That's when he was talking about, how, it would be good if groups could be like that. I'm like, that's how we are. And I love it. Brooklyn has her hand up, and then Karen, go ahead, Brooklyn.
Wow, that was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Lenny. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, everybody. It's, yeah, I'm not putting myself down, but my writing is better than my speaking. I remember like reacting so badly when teachers would say, yeah, the Course in Miracles, this adds to A Course in Miracles. And either you believe the course fully or you don't at all. And these holy teachers were mean. They were mean to me. Of course, like like, so it didn't all add up, it didn't add up. And I'm so grateful for equality and love and respect. And hey, it's normal to get angry. You know, it's just, do you want to feed the anger or do you want to learn from it? I still get angry if you didn't notice, but
No,
yeah.
not you.
Oh, gee.
That's
You
sweet.
know, it's being authentic is much better than being holy, you know.
Absolutely. And you definitely are. You know, again, you know, look at you. You're so gorgeous. So just as a person, the being that you are is so adorable. And I can guarantee you everybody here loves you, loves you, loves you. And you know, like when you say, you know, I have a poem, you know, like I'm like, oh, and I'm sure everybody
Aw.
else is happy, you know, that you got some beautiful way to express something for us. And so, you know, that's how you express, and I love that. I'm so grateful for you for
Oh,
that. And among other things, you again, you're vulnerable with your life. You are not ashamed to talk about your, you know, ups and downs, and you share yourself with us in an honest way that that inspires us. And I'm saying everybody here is inspired by you. And
well,
that's,
so
I mean,
grateful.
yeah, and that's how beautiful that, I mean, but that's everyone here. We're all we're all like that. It's amazing to me. Um,
I love us so much.
I love us too. I love us too.
And I'm so glad you're going to Scotland. You go, girl.
Hey, me too. I'm very excited. And I'm not worried about anything now. I'm not worried. Getting my passport renewed and all that. So I'm doing it. Karen, please go ahead.
Thank you, Brooklyn. You're so genuine. That's the word that comes to my mind when I think of you as genuine. And when you just shared, you know, when people say you believe this course fully or not at all, what I like to say and look at is to look at how much I don't believe this course fully or not at all. That's what I look at. I look at that with the inner guide, with Holy Spirit, because that's what, you know, we have to be honest with ourselves. You know, we can't pretend. You know, we have to meet ourselves where we are because that's just how we grow, you know. And then when I meet myself where I am, I can meet others where they are, you know. Oh, there's so many things about this I love, Sharon. I was so happy when you sent me this. I loved what Lynn shared about how, you know, when she was with those friends and then they, you know, started talking about everybody. What he said here is he was disappointed that all of them had doubts. He wasn't really disappointed. He was just, you know, wow, you know, they're human too, you know, but he was actually glad when he saw it. He was happy to see that they're just like everyone else. We're all the same. And in insanity and sanity, we are all the same. The other thing I really liked that he said was that we are just human beings doing our best. We're just doing the best we can. You know, we can't judge people. I mean, because we've all been there. You know, we can relate to others because we've been through the same things. We've all been through these things. Um, and the other thing that came to my mind was to question every value that you hold. These concepts he talked about, they're all just concepts. Let them go. Let them go. You know, question these values. Just like with Lynn, what she was sharing about her story. Byron Katie says, is it true? Is it true? No, it's not true. It's only true if I believe it's true. So what I've noticed lately is the present moment is everything. And this is what he actually did say that somewhere along the line. He said that it's just being in this present moment because that's where everything is. That's where the love is. That's where the peace is. And I was thinking about you know, when someone dies, you know, and someone you really love dies. And, you know, when certain people in the course will look at it as an illusion. Oh, they didn't die. It's just an illusion. You know, there's no death. And, you know, we go through grief. You know, when we lose someone we love. And I mean, I was with my husband half my life. Dove was with his wife for many, many years. And, you know, I mean, we all go through this. I mean, I don't care who it is, you know. So what I thought about when that came up to me, it's like, we remember the love, but we also remember how they made us feel. You know, how did they make you feel? And it's usually they made you feel good because they loved you. They loved you, and they they didn't judge you. They accepted you as you were, and you felt loved. You felt that love. And so I always say, how did they make me feel? You know, and that means a lot. You know, how people make you feel. You know that they're not judging you. They love you for who you are. So that was so good, Sharon. Thank you so much. I got so much more, but I want other people to share. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Really it really is helpful. It's helpful to bring us into the level, like, yes, we're all going through a process and we're all going to go through it in an individual way. I love what you shared. I love what everybody shared. Brooklyn, you were just beautiful.
Just beautiful. And that we're doing it together. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what's so cool to me is that, where would I have ever met any of you ever in my
Well,
life?
me.
I mean, honestly, this is like such a gift that we have this ability to join together like
I
this.
know. Yeah.
I love it. Rico has his hand up. Please go ahead, Rico.
First, I have to greet my little brother here. Be kind and pink. You got style, brother. You got style. I wanted to ask you, I don't have any words of wisdom or pearls of justice. I just wanted to know, what was that guy's name, and is that available on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Jeff Foster. Jeff
Jeff
Foster.
Foster. And I put the link in the chat to
He's
that.
not, he gave up teaching, so he probably does groups like this.
Just Foster. Okay, I'll
Yeah,
find him.
Jeff.
Yeah, look up vulnerable humanity. I think he had
Name?
vulnerable humanity under Jeff Foster.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all I got. Thank you. We got to leave room
Thank you, Rico.
for the queen, Miss Brooklyn.
Yes, ma'am, Mr. Clinton.
I almost forgot. Namaste, mighty companions. Lynn, thank you for what you said. Ego, I still, like ego, like Dove knows. How come you in cup already? To Sharon, stop banging me in the head. It feeds on itself, and Karen, you're right. We look for the obstacles that keep us from love. Yeah, and I'm
That was
so
brilliant.
I'm so grateful for you guys. I am so grateful. Thank you.
Do you want to
Brooklyn,
bring this
anytime
back
you
on
don't say,
Oh, no, Thursday we have our other thing. Okay.
Brooklyn, anytime
Just
you
a
don't
quick
say
talk.
good evening, mighty companions, we already know that. It's the unspoken word. We receive it.
That's it. That's it. Oh, and plus when y'all came in, we were watching Maureen Muldoon was reading the lesson for the day. So that all the greetings were later. So does anybody else? Regis, finally good to see you, my friend. And we need to get together. I left a message on your voicemail, but you'll get it later, I'm sure. Anybody else have anything that they want to share? I'm just so grateful for you all.
I just want to say that's what really attracted me to this group was just this vulnerability and this acceptance, and I just love it so much. I have never, and I mean this, I honestly have never found this in any other group I've been in. It's so welcoming and so attractive and just feels so good, and I'm so grateful, just like Brooklyn. I feel so grateful, and it's everything. It's everything. Just that's all.
It's thank you for that, Karen, because, for me, that's what it did for me when I started up with Gather. And after, spending time and getting to know all these people, a lot of them are passed away now, even and no longer with us. But that it was a place where you could talk about things that you didn't have really a chance to talk to anybody else about in a way that is open-hearted and open-minded, And instead of being a place where you can bring your complaints and your fears, it's a place where you can just come and talk about what's in your heart and in your mind, and other people will listen and um, be with you without judging you. And if there, I mean, that is better than therapy. I mean, honestly, there's, when if you've ever been in therapy, you go in therapy, Jesus says, healing is done when the therapist forgets to judge the patient. And that's exactly, they're thinking about you, and they're making judgments on you, etc. Here, there may be a little bit, going on of judgment. For the most part, though, everyone here is just listening openly and loving you, and wanting to offer you whatever help they can. Uh, it's it's a safe place, and that's really rare in this world. So that's what I love about us.
And I think as long as I'm in this body, I'm going to judge. As long as I'm an ego, I'm going to judge. That's what egos do. That's what egos do. It's just being aware of it, noticing it, and reversing that projection. The sooner that I catch it, the better. And it's just that. It's a practice. That's what forgiveness is. So I can't say that I'll never judge. I just can't say that. It's a moment to moment practice, and being in the moment, and as much as possible. My sister sent me something the other day, and she lives this course. She's a course student. She doesn't even go to meetings anymore. I don't even know if she reads the book anymore. But she said, we no longer need to learn lessons when we learn to be present. It's like a movie, moment to moment. It's like a movie. This is a movie. It's just a movie. It's just a dream. But when we're in the present moment, there's nothing to judge. And I noticed her, I noticed the way she lives. She demonstrates that, for the most part, she really does live in the moment most of the time. And I think that's the key to everything. I really do. And that's the hardest thing for me, it's the hardest thing, but it's the key.
Well, the beautiful thing about it is that we're learning that even when we do judge, we don't judge ourselves for judging. There's no guilt in it.
Yes.
That's the big gift is, you may fall, you may judge, you may have thoughts, but you don't kick yourself for it. You accept it, and you don't judge yourself, and recognize that, that isn't even my own thought. Those thoughts are not even my own thoughts. And I'm not a fool for falling for them for a minute. I'm just, just silly. Regis has his hand up. Hi, Regis.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Rico. Karen, Rafi, Dove, Sharon, sitting back, relaxed, chilling in the big chair. Laura, Brooklyn. I did want to say something, and it keeps coming back up for me, and it just came up. When I hear the mighty companions talk about judgment, I really think that sometimes the spiritual ego has just got us on a witch hunt, and we think I don't know who we think it is. I think if we sit back and think about it, who is it that you think is telling you that you're judging? Do you really think that's the Holy Spirit? Who is the voice inside of me that keeps telling me I'm judging? Oh, that's my ego. My ego is judging. Do you really think that's love? Do you think that is the Holy Spirit? That's just ego playing with ego, and we're owning it. We're taking ownership of it. Judgment, and Karen, you nailed it with I think you said your sister. Everything about the course, everything about every lesson is now. It's not these made up hypothetical scenarios that we got off in the future. Will I be able to, will I not be judging tomorrow? Will I not be judging this evening when I go to work? You know, that's not what it's about. It's about right here, right now. Right here, right now, there is God. I am love. I am peace. It's not the past. It's not, oh, but yesterday when I talked to so-and-so, you know, I was judging. None of that is God. None of that conversation is spiritual. That is not God. And we do it like it's some type of spiritual practice or exercise. You know, that serves no good purpose. It doesn't make you happy. It doesn't help you feel good. It's just all, it's every lesson, every word is always now. Not I should have did that yesterday, or I need to make sure I try to do that tomorrow, or somewhere down the road, or will I be able to be like this the rest of my life? Where is the rest of your life? I trust my future in the hands of God. That's what we thought. That's what we teach. You know, when is the future? Where is this future place where I'm trying to be that I'll never judge again? Where is that? If I'm not judging right now, I'm not judging forever.
Wow.
And that is so hard for us to grasp for some reason. All these pseudo spiritual practices that we have of examining ourselves and evaluating ourselves, we just need to stop it. It's just, it doesn't serve. Well, I know God's will for me. That's happiness. It doesn't serve happiness. Not for me. Nothing about that serves happiness. You know, so it's like, but a lot of the stuff that we call in judgment, this is what I want to get to also is, you can disagree with somebody. You can have an opinion. You know, we so quick, and that's the spiritual ego to see, you're judging because you don't like what Regis said. You don't have to like what I said. That don't mean that you're judging me because you don't like what I said. It was, Lynn, you remember when people used to get mad because I laughed back in Festive? It was somebody, they should stop. Why is he laughing so much? This is serious. You know, it's like, it's so it's like, but just because you don't share the same opinion or value of someone else does not mean you're judging. And that's just the spiritual ego just keep you dangling. See there, you should be able to see what they see. No, you don't have to see what they see. It doesn't mean you're judging. Are you judging chocolate ice cream because you want vanilla? It's just that simple. I got that from David Hawkins years ago. You don't have to hate chocolate to love vanilla. Am I judging because you got strawberry ice cream and I don't want strawberry? Am I being judgmental? Now, an insecure person may feel rejected because I don't want their strawberry ice cream, but that's their problem. That's their problem, and hopefully they'll work it out and they'll find out where their triggers are. But you know, but just because you offer me strawberry ice cream and I say no, I don't want any, and you feel judged or rejected, that I haven't done anything. You know, and we have to get ourselves off this hamster wheel and off this hook. You know, that we spiritualize it. It seems like sometimes we spiritualize this evaluation of, oh, my ego this and I'm judging that. And I don't have to like Donald Trump. I don't have to like what he say. It doesn't mean I'm judging him.
No,
You know, judgment
Amen.
means,
No.
you know,
Sorry.
you know, I mean, we got the spiritual ego, but the spiritual ego got us by the neck. You know, and just carrying us around all day, you know, with stuff that's not even judgment. You can have a different opinion. You can like something that Rico can like Law and Order, and I don't like Law and Order. That don't mean I'm judging Rico. You know, he can watch Law and Order all day long. He can binge watch it. You know, I don't want to watch it. I don't even want to see 15 minutes of it. But that doesn't mean I'm judging Rico.
You know what? That is brilliant. I have to tell
So
you,
I just had to get that out. Thanks.
No, but I have to listen to this a lot because this is actually what you shared is exactly how I feel. I'm very honest. I'm not changing. It's going to say, well, I like him because I am the Christ. No, I don't like a lot of people that I don't like. I'm going to say, I don't like arrogance. And yeah, I know I've been arrogant, but that doesn't mean anything because I'm not really judging. I'm discerning. I'm just saying I don't like them, period. I like people that care. And I love you because you were so brilliant. That was the best. Wasn't it the best?
It's always the best.
Yeah, it was just like listening. This is the sage I love. I don't want to hear you're not there or nothing happened. I know nothing happened. I mean, we all know that intellectually. We even now know it really sometimes as experience, but we're still here. So I love that. I love that.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. Thank you, Regis. God bless you. And Brooklyn, what you got to
That was
say?
the best sermon I ever.
Anger is never justified, but you still get angry. And when someone says something, they misinterpret what you said. In my defenseless is my safety lies, but you can say it, but not, you can say what you mean, but don't say it mean. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you just discern, it's just discern, it's just being honest.
Yeah.
The thing is, the person doesn't mean anything. And so our opinions don't mean anything. Everything's meaningless.
Yeah,
We know
it's
we're all
just
the Christ.
characters. That's all it is just characters. And,
Right.
there's not an individual person behind the character.
Right, that's right. It's
This
just,
character, there's no individual person here behind all this. It really is just love, just being. And all we're doing is acting the part. So, and I have to remember that too, because, when I go into my, I'm not worthy talk, I got to realize I'm just playing a part. This is this is a script I've been given. You're not worthy of the script one way or the other. It's just what you have. And, I'm lucky I got a nice script where, I feel loved and cherished. So, that's, I just want to reflect that back everywhere. That's it. It is just pure grace. No, it has absolutely nothing to do with merit. It's just pure grace.
When you go into that story, Lynn, put me on speed dial.
I will do that, sir.
wow.
So go ahead.
No, go ahead, Brooklyn. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I just wanted to share a little story that I had. When in my youth, I was engaged and we fought like cats and dogs. If we didn't break up, we would have killed each other. But the love was there. And I had a dream about him that, he was marrying somebody who lived above me. And I was going to go and tell that woman how all about him and blah, 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 blah. And then when I went up, I kind of disappeared. I was that woman. And the person wasn't the person I was gonna say blah 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 about. It was just such a beautiful dream. And I wanted to share that.
That's wow. Yeah, that's really profound. Absolutely. So profound.
When we got married in my dream.
In your dream, you got married? Well, sure.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Talk about that.
It was,
I got a shirt, Regis, that says "Real men wear pink." I like that.
I think pink looks wonderful on a man or a woman. I like pink.
I like that color too.
It's even better when you got this kind of hue on your skin. It really stands out.
That's one of my very favorite color combinations, actually.
Wow. Do you see what Karen just wrote? What Karen wrote, it's got to be an exercise here.
Pink.
I'm reminded of a story when I worked.
I can't say I've done any of that, Karen. I don't like them. I don't see this. Sorry, I'm failing in that.
That's okay. We all do at some point. Regis, please go ahead.
I'm reminded of a story event, not a story, when I was working in Louisiana in corporate America. So we was having this event. It was going to be eating and just a gathering of people in the office, and they wanted me and this other coworker, a lady, to kind of just coordinate it, be in charge of the decorations and the arrangement of the room and everything. And so it was something just as simple as it was really over colors. Oh, and I'm just gonna say I don't remember what color I want. I'm just gonna say purple, and she wanted yellow. And then I said, oh, okay, we'll just do yellow. That's fine. That'll work. Just like that. And she just fell apart. It wasn't enough that I wanted to go along with the yellow. She wanted me to say I like yellow. And she did. I mean, really, it was just that silly. But that's how we are about judgment. It's like we're so afraid to just disagree and just say, no, this is what I like. This is what you like, but we can go with what you like. I mean, if you're in a relationship and you can't, to me, that's relationship 101. You don't like the same things all the time. And it doesn't mean she was almost a wreck because I don't cater to people insecurities. The Course of Miracles tell us that's not true empathy anyway. She wanted me to say, oh, I love yellow. Yeah, yellow that's the color. Yeah, I think God is saying yellow. It's like, no, I mean, it's not my favorite color, but I'm just one person. If that's the theme we want to go with, let's go with it.
That is
Love it.
fabulous.
Karen, did you have your hand up before? Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add to what Regis was sharing because I feel like too, it's not taking things personally. I think that has a lot to do with it because I noticed, if I take it personally, then I really get offended when you're not judging me, even if you're disagreeing with me or something like that. If I don't take it personally, that's everything. And that's what I'm learning to do. And because I'm noticing it in all my relationships, just not taking it personally. So helpful. So helpful.
Wonderful.
That's all.
Yeah, exactly. And just remembering, who's the person who's taking it seriously? If who is it that's taking it seriously? There isn't really a person here. So, that's it's something I made up. And of course, all of that, all of the things that I would be offended by are stories that have been basically programmed into my mind that this is the way certain things should be. This is how it should. This is how a man should treat a woman. This is how, we have all these stories in our mind about stuff. And so that's the thing we're judging against is, does it match the story? And if it doesn't match the story, we can either say, well, yeah, I guess I'm going to have yellow, or we can say, the story has no meaning. Why would I believe this story over another? And I found just a tremendous amount of freedom in just questioning, where did that idea come from? Where did the idea that this should be this way come from? And why am I believing it to the point where I'm running my life by it, treating other people like I don't value them because they're not matching my story? And that's, it really has to do with, what is the most important thing to me? The most important thing to me is the love of my relationships. And so all those stories are the things that are keeping me from experiencing that love.
You know what? Rafi's hand's up, Lynn.
Yeah, I see it. Thank you, Sharon. Rafi, please go ahead.
Well, I don't know that you could have explained that any better, Lynn. That's perfect. But I did want to say to Regis, you could not have handled that any smarter. That was the best thing that you could possibly have done. Because no matter what you answered, she would have had a negative ego reaction to it. If you said, I hate yellow and you're a moron, ego would have went, yay. And if you said, yeah, oh, yellow works, that's fine. The ego would have went, because that's what she was expecting. Because ego comes from that defensive victim mindset. And there was no better way you could do it. Yes, yeah, that's okay. Yellow's fine. But we carry that, egos carry that same thing to every aspect of its well, so-called existence. And it doesn't matter because it's for and against everything. That's duality. When you talked before about non-duality, the oneness, ego has no clue what that is. But so yeah, that's all.
Perfect.
Thank you, Rafi. Brooklyn, please go ahead.
I just want to talk about Sneaky Pete here. You know, like someone has said something to me that, you know, there's a group I facilitate, you know, that National Affiliation for Mental Illness. And when somebody said something, you know, about that, that was so condescending, not only was I angry, but I was angry for my whole group, you know. Sneaky Pete, you know, like it, you know, yeah, yeah, it keeps us on our toes, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. When I think I'm seeing attack, and then I want to be the hero, and I want to defend, and oh my goodness, that's, you got me right here. That's a big problem with me, is that I have this hero complex. And I say a big problem, I don't really mean it's a big problem. I think it's awesome, because I do feel like, I just want to help everybody, whatever their situation is. The problem is that unless I ask the Holy Spirit to tell me what to do, I may do something totally inappropriate, thinking I'm helping people. And sometimes that makes it even more of a mess. So, I think you really have to think about it.
That's Sneaky Pete
Yeah.
talking to you right now, because you help naturally, Lynn. You love, you come from that heart. See,
You're right.
Sneaky Pete gets
You're
so
right. Thank you. Thank you. Rafi, please go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to comment on the same thing. I have for many years had this come to the rescue, be the rescuer. Let's fix this. How can I fix this problem? How can I help you? Instead of standing back and being in total acceptance and saying, if it was supposed to be unfolding some other way, it would be. This is either a lesson I got to learn or a lesson they got to learn. And stop thinking, I'm going to be the hero now. Dun, 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 dun. And because nobody asked you to be a hero. And you can't fix anybody anyway. Yeah. And if they ask you for help, be gracious and kind and loving and help. And if they don't, be kind and loving and just let it be. But that's that Sneaky Pete thing that Brooklyn was. Oh, I can come in there, and what is that? It's really wanting approval. Come on, you know what I mean? Look what you did. You're so wonderful. Oh, you ever go? Yeah, right. Okay. And if you're coming from want, you're coming from lack. And if you're coming from lack, hello, ego. There's only suffering involved.
I love it. Thank you, Rafi. So true, so true, so true. Karen, please go ahead.
Thank you, Rafi. That was awesome. Something just hit me when you said about you wanted to be a hero. Lynn, you said you wanted to be a hero, and just that language, hero, because I know that's what kind of Rafi answered you on. But I was listening to an interview with Dr. Phil and Donald Trump. And Dr. Phil, he uses this question a lot, this statement a lot. He says, every situation needs a hero. He says that. He says every situation needs a hero. And what I really liked about it was because Donald Trump is on this mission for revenge. with the people that he felt wronged him and went against him. And I loved the way Dr. Phil handled it, because he said, every situation needs a hero. Why don't you be the hero in this situation and let go of that revenge. Let go of that revenge. Because you don't
Hi.
have to. It was
Do you mind
like,
carrying that up for me?
oh, I think that
Here, hang
You,
on.
you need some more grubby sweatshirts?
There. Sorry about that. Did I mute you, Karen? I was trying to mute her, so
that's okay. Was that Sharon? I thought she
no,
was.
that was Cindy.
Okay. So he said that Trump is addicted to revenge, and Dr. Phil compared it to like an opioid. But he said, be the hero and let go of the revenge, because that will be what people will remember you by, something like that. So I mean, I'm just sharing that because I just thought it was so beautiful how he actually kind of softened up around Trump and had Trump soften up a little bit because of the way he treated him. He treated him as an equal. He treated him with respect. He didn't attack him. He actually loved him. He actually showed him love and respect. And Trump really kind of let his guard down a little bit. He opened up a little bit. And he said, you know what, that he said he'd think about that. He actually said he would think about that. So I just thought it was a beautiful just example and demonstration of how love is all that matters and all that exists and is the only answer. Because Trump was getting, I'm not taking sides or saying sticking up for anyone or anything. I'm just saying it's all love, and when I saw that, I thought that was just so beautiful. So it would be great if he does not go forth with his revenge, and he actually does think about it, so we'll
That's
see.
beautiful, beautiful thought.
And that was like the enactment of what I've been saying. You don't have to hate chocolate to like vanilla.
Yep.
It's just, you don't have to have a villain and you don't have to have a hero. Neither one are needed. And and if you like to be a hero, like Brooklyn was talking about, but we have to ask ourselves, if I still have a hero complex, then I gotta have a villain to pop up every now and then. And and see what I did, and I warned Tracy for like 2 years. I said, I have burned my Superman suit. I'm just warning you. Do not think that I'm going to come rescue you. You can go into whatever pit of darkness you want to go in, and I'm just going to go watch TV. It's like, and it happened last week. It happened last week. She went into a pit. She said, I don't even think this relationship going to last or going to work. I'm like, well, what you want to do? And one night she slept in another room, and I just went on to work and did like I normally do. And I'm not going to talk you off the ledge. I'm not. If you want to go up on the roof and jump off, the insurance is paid up. Whatever, whatever. Now, and
I'm coming, Bo.
and she saved herself. She saved herself, and we convince ourselves that no, I have to save these people. If I don't save them, it's going to be the end of them, but when you relinquish the need, whatever that part inside of me or inside of you that needs to be healed, that makes you feel that you want to rescue people or you need to, because there's a payoff. Like Byron Katie asks, what's the payoff? There's more than just helping this person or from whatever drama or trauma they may have going on in their life. But what's my payoff? What's the hook that keeps me on this wheel? One of the things I learned and I noticed about people, and most of you that say you used to be a rescuer or whatever, tell me if this is not true. Every hero gets to a place where they feel like the people they rescue don't appreciate it. And Rafa said it's like nobody asks you to save them. you know. And so, but we save people, we jump in to save people, and then when they don't appreciate us saving them, we feel hurt. You know, but they
I
don't.
think you get over that when you become a parent, because you rescue your kids over and over and over, and that if you were depending on their gratitude or
Gratitude.
that you would be lost. When you have kids, it's like, I'm not I, that all bets are off. So
Because what we're trying to do is create value. You know, when we're rescuing, we're helping this person, but we're really trying to create value for ourselves. And when you know that your value is because you are the Christ, you are one with God. I am God's beloved child in whom he is well pleased. I don't have to create value. I don't create value on my job. I can relax. I can do the best I can do, and whatever that is, that's good enough. I don't have to overperform or anything. I'm not in this world trying to create value for myself. And so when you get that healed, oh, you're sailing along. I see Brooklyn got her hand up.
yeah, go ahead, Brooklyn.
I love listening to you, Regis. I forgot it. I was just gonna say, another way, sneaky Pete, when you're expected to help someone and then you feel guilty for not helping them.
Yeah,
That's another sneaky Pete thing.
that's me.
Yeah. Well, it's all about expectations now, isn't it? And again, it's these stories that we tell ourselves about what's expected of us and how we should be, how this should look, how this relationship should look, how these, what your husband's supposed to do when you have a breakdown. If you don't get that what you expect, either two things can happen. Either you change your expectation or you go to find somebody who does what you expect him to do. But that's never going to work because it's all based on all these like I said, expectations, all these beliefs about how things should be. And the fact is, there is no way anything's supposed to be. This world is chaos. This world is chaos. There's no way anything is supposed to be here. If you believe something should be a certain way, throw that belief out the window because it's not. There's never going to be justice, never going to be social justice. There's never going to be racial justice. There's never going to be eradication of hunger. There's never going to be world peace. There's never going to be a time when, the lion lays down with the lamb. As long as we continue with these false beliefs about who we are and our expectations about the world. And that's what has to go away. There's this belief that things should be a certain way. And, Jesus tells us, let all things be exactly as they are without my interference or my criticism. Let me not interfere with you. Let me not criticize anymore, any part of it. And just say, it is what it is.
I just want to tell you, Mandy's book I got, it's on Audible. It's absolutely, you sit with that book, you're in stillness the whole time.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And it's all about isness. It is what it is.
Yep. Thank you for that, Sharon. Yeah, that's why when I started reading it, I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah, it's amazing.
We could do one of these poems every week and have a deep, deep, deep learning from it. So
Well,
thank
contemplation, because I'm going to get the book because I have it on Audible, because the contemplations are absolutely, like, we could do this as an exercise. That's how good they are.
Yeah.
She's immensely talented. I went on her website. She's an amazing artist, painter. Sometimes on Mondays I can't get there. So I just want to write her, I think, because she's just amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm
To
sure
get
she'd
that
love to hear from
book.
you. Yeah.
We should all get the book, because the book, when I tell you, it's like you read those poems and you take them in just a little bit, like one a week. right?
Well, even just like two lines, just a couple of
Just 2 lines.
stanzas
Yeah,
from
you
it,
can't
you
do a
could
whole
just
poem.
look
You're
at
right.
it and have a deep contemplation. That's what, when I read that and I saw that, I'm like, oh my God, Mandy, you made a magical book here.
She made a
And so
magical book. It's mind blowing.
she would love to hear that. Oh my goodness.
I'm
She would
I'm
be
I'm
so happy to hear
absolutely
that.
like a book addict. I've always I love books, and I don't read all of them. You can come to my house and you can take them out, and I'll give them to you. 'Cause
You would
I just
know.
I just buy them. Oh, I'll take that one. Maybe that'll help me, and that's my ego.
What is the name of the book again?
It's called
What?
Business is Your Only Business.
Is
And
this?
there's a
But I
link.
really would love, like Lynn's gonna she has the book, so you can put this up for us. I
Right.
don't
Yeah, that's what we're doing on Mondays.
But and Monday nights or Monday during, because that's,
Monday day when you're teaching. Yeah.
well,
That's
I'm not teaching in the morning. I have a sponsee that I sponsored 2 people in the program still.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's what we're doing on Monday, and that's why Mandy's coming in. And so we're talking about the the poems and the contemplations, and then she's giving us a contemplation.
Oh, I have to come in now. well,
Yeah,
this Monday, I
so
think it's 9:30 or 10.
10 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, I think I'll be all right because my kids will be here and I think they leave Monday at around earlier. So that's perfect because I won't see the girl I sponsored.
It's Selma's
Yeah.
old time. So
When she read that poem, Lynn, when Mandy read that poem and she read it so slowly, I am not kidding you. I literally got so relaxed, I fell asleep. I literally fell asleep.
Yeah.
Literally, like I couldn't believe I fell asleep. Then I woke up after, a little while, but her voice was so relaxing and the poem, the words, and she said it so slowly. So you had to I just took it in and I actually fell asleep. That's how relaxing it was. I mean, she was really, I love the way she presents herself. And I just love the way she reads that poem. Yeah.
And then you
So
have her
that,
voice on Audible because I get an Audible once a month. And the voice, it's like, oh my God, I'm just like, I'm going to sit there with my earphones and just listen because it's just,
yeah,
there's something that she's doing. It's just what Lynn's, she's magical.
it is actually something coming from her. It's an emanation that
That's
comes
right.
from her, and I see it, even the reading the words, it's an emanation that comes to me. And Mandy, besides, like all these beautiful things that we're speaking about of her, she does what she calls halo gazing. So she will look at you and it's not your aura. I've said aura before, but she said, no, it's not your aura. It's actually your halo. I see your actual soul, your being.
Wow.
And so she can, she has this, it's uncanny. It's really beautiful.
Well, I think what that is. I think, Corinne Zuko was talking. I love her too, but I went to, I watched her on YouTube, but anyway, she was saying these are traits that we probably all have, but some are activated and some aren't.
Yeah.
So that's basically, what she's doing. It's activated in her that she can feel energy. Like, who's the other woman that is like an energy healer? Carolyn Miss. Yeah, she's.
Yeah. So have you seen her? I'm going to go ahead and close down the YouTube because we've been on here for, well, it's okay. I guess we can leave it on because that's fine. What was I just going to ask you about? Oh my goodness. We're talking about energy healers. No. Oh well, it doesn't.
Carolyn Miss.
No, it was before Carolyn. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I just completely lost my uh train of thought, which is fine. That's, obviously it was some kind of, when my mother used to say if that happened, it was just you were getting ready to tell a lie. So
I consciously forgive myself when that happens.
yeah, yeah. So but
Read this now. Look at his head now. I don't know how it does.
I know, I love it. It's adorable. Anyways, I know I love being with you guys, but I think we need to close this down.
Yeah, we have to say good night. Good night.
Yeah.
Sleep well, everyone.
Love to hug all of you.
Yeah, and you too.
You too. I love you all so much.
Thanks. I love you all. Thank you.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.